Everybody, sorry that took me a minute to get on this morning. I don't know how many of you guys were trying to get on Facebook and Instagram last night or all day yesterday. It seemed like it was, and something happened, and it was just down forever. So I think when it finally came back on, it was just quirky and goofy, and so I literally had to go and restart my entire computer, or it had restarted for me. So sorry I'm in here so late. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Good Tuesday morning. I'm Dr. Cindy Stark. I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. It's a very, very rainy Tuesday morning here in Gainesville, Georgia. I see four people are on with me. Good morning. I hope it's not pouring down rain like flood zone where you are, because it pretty much is what it is where I am. I Y'all should see. Hey Jenny, thank you. Yeah, y'all pop a hashtag live if you're in here live, and a hashtag replay if you're in here on a replay. I know I got at least 10 people join our group yesterday after I went live at the hospital. And so if you guys, anybody who, good morning, who can just tell me that y'all are new here, tell me where you're from. But anyway, as I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, I moved into a new place, and I was out here in my what is my home office, and I was researching and making some notes about this live this morning, and I was barefooted, and I go into my kitchen to get me a glass of water or something, and I almost fell because there was a huge puddle of water about this big, and I look up in the ceiling, and water is coming right down through the light fixture on the ceiling. So that was a really nice way to begin my evening last night. So I'm glad it's not raining where you are, Jenny. I just think we're having the next 5 days are just going to be 100% chance of rain. So who I am is I'm Dr. Cindy Stark. I'm a hospitalist by day. I take care of hospitalized patients. Hey, Tammy, she went to high school with me. She's from Maryland. I take care of hospitalized patients during the day, and at night I run the Real Dr. Cindy. Hey, Sean. Oh my goodness, we have Sean in the house. Another friend of mine who married a friend of mine from high school. So small world. Anyway, we're going to talk about self-care, what it is not. So I take care of patients, as I was saying, at the hospital by day, and then at night I run the Soul Circle Academy, and we have a small intimate group of about 10 people, and we are helping clear out the unconscious mind and all the filters that are keeping us back so that we can live the life that we want. And I think one thing that really, really gets tossed around a lot these days is self care. I don't know, you guys are seeing memes like I do, but I just always see memes of bubble baths and pedicures, and So what we're going to get in today is that what self care is, and if it is, does it really feed your physical body? All right, and because if you're not giving your body exactly what you need, then your subconscious mind and its infinite intelligence will go and find what you think you're feeling the need with these other items. It'll actually find more destructive things to fill that need. So I'm going to get all into that today. And in my group we talk about, good morning Stacey, we talk about all things trauma and childhood trauma related, and it doesn't even have to be serious negative trauma. It's just basically the things that we are grown up with, right? The belief systems that we just take for granted that is what we believe, and it's because of the way we were raised. And so we in my program, I have a 12-week transformational mind, body, and soul health program, and we go in there and rewire our subconscious mind so that we are actually living our lives from our own set of standards and values, and releasing the shame and guilt of anything that we used to live our lives, the rules that we used to live our lives by, because we're just running through parental programming that we don't even know what we're doing. It's just in there running the show, and we have no idea. So there's no reason for you to feel shameful or guilty about anything that you've done, specifically if you've been in a negative pattern of behavior your whole life. We will uncover. You keep coming in here live on Tuesdays. and we'll uncover just why it is that you're living the life that you're living. And then when you're ready for a really deep dive to kind of fix it once and for all, and you're tired of putting band-aids on everything, then just book a call with me and see if you're ready to jump into my program. We will completely rewire your entire life, starting by rewiring your brain. It's just amazing. I have some clients that have relived and lived lifelong passions that had just been held dormant, whether it's with dancing or with animals. One of my clients, she's here this morning, and then another client of mine has completely healed her voice and all kinds of physical problems from some abuse that she suffered as a child. She had no idea they were causing physical symptoms in her life and also relationship problems. So again, self-care, you're never going to know exactly what self-care is until you check in with yourself. And we're not doing it, we're not doing this work in my program to not feel. We're actually doing it so that we can feel and then live life anyway. And when you give yourself the environment so that you can actually feel and heal in order to practice self-care, then you know all parts of your physical body. And so I want you to know that you're living creature here that is housing us in this life. We consist of a body, a soul, and a spirit, and they all have needs. And when you are practicing true self-care, you're meeting all of those needs and not self-sabotaging yourself. And once you figure out the needs that you have, you'll know that you're able to actually arrange and provide meaningful, beneficial, restorative, actions that are filling up your body and your soul and your spirit, and not things that are sabotaging you accidentally. And that will be doing it on purpose, and it'll be doing it from your frontal lobe. But again, you have no access to your frontal lobe if your subconscious mind is so gunked up, 96% running the show. You think you have access to the 4% of your mind, but if the 96% is running the show in a destructive, negative way, then you really have no chance of ever having true happiness. And what I want you to know, and you guys, people that are visual learners, I kind of have to feel like I need to apologize, because what I do is I just talk. And if you're not an auditory learner, if you're a visual learner, I would really want to recommend that you take notes as I go through my lives, because as you see, I don't have a whiteboard yet. Maybe that's something, golly, it's so weird because I'm mirror image. Maybe that's something I can put over here as a whiteboard and actually stand up and start writing things over there for the visual learners. Because I know I have one client, she said, I just really have to see things. I have to see where it all fits into how this is creating my healing. So take notes, but write notes on your phone, on physical paper, whatever you have to. But I'm going to start with this. So your body, the physical needs of your body are very simple: sleep, nutrition, and shelter. Okay? And by nutrition, I mean food and water. And anything above that is living beyond yourself. Okay, so if you're just in the self-care mode, if you're one of these people that right now you're coming to me and you're hearing me live, I just want to welcome you into this container that I have here. And if all you're doing in your life right now, if you're struggling to clean your clothes or brush your teeth or eat regularly or monitor what you eat, you're overeating, if you're struggling with sleep and you can't even make sure that you are meeting your basic needs of your physical body with sleep and shelter and nutrition, that's okay. We're all on a continuum here, and there's no shame in that. And if you're struggling just with that basic human need, I just want to say welcome here, and I love you, and I will do my best to help you bring a whole nother level of self-care into your life. I don't ever want to assume that people are right on the money with doing sleep and shelter and nutrition. Okay, and I just want you to know, just keep coming back if that's all you can handle is just meeting your basic needs. And other things, again, I want to know if anybody can relate to this. Other things you can do to take care of your physical body that are very loving to your physical body would be exercise and self-care. And I know a lot of people, I've done endurance triathlon events in my younger age when I was in my 40s. I would never do that again in my 50s. But a lot of people I know in my life as a doctor and as an endurance triathlete, they sometimes people don't look at exercise as loving your body. They look at it as a way of punishing their body, and they're actually literally punishing themselves for something they ate or something that they didn't do or some weight that they think they gained. They're not even exercising for physical loving on your body. And I know that I used to, work out 21 hours a week when I was, in the peak of my training. Now that was still, I was loving my body because I was trying to prove to myself what I was physically capable of. But a lot of people are not like that. And they'll starve themselves. They'll use food and exercise to punish their physical body instead of love their physical body. So you really need to pay attention to the intention behind what it is that you're doing. So I know my friend Tammy, who's on right here, I think she runs some sort of yoga or flexibility training, and that is loving your body, maintaining your ability to be limber as you age. And it's people who don't. I do often think people don't love their body that are just never ever moving their body. They just sit in a chair for 8 hours while they're at their work, and then they come home and they just sit on a sofa, and they never even walk back and forth to their car. They park as close as they possibly can to the store every time they go in. They never take the stairs at work. And just love your body and know, thank you, Tammy. Know that you are in this physical body, and it's part of how you're here on this earth. Okay, so you have to do things to rest it and feed it and water it and stretch it so that you can feel your best in life. Okay, and when you're strong and capable and available, that's when you have your power. I know you can go back about 10. Probably 10 of my lives ago, and I talk about what power is, and it's the ability to act. And if you're not treating your physical body in a way that you have the ability to act, then you're kind of like taking yourself out at the knees, and you're just thwarting your efforts at having what you want in life if you can't physically move to the best of your ability. And also a few lives ago I talked, and I want y'all to go back. I actually posted it in the thread, and I can bring it up on the priority so that you can see it again. But watch this little 30-minute video that I posted of Tony Robbins. He goes through the 6 core human needs, and what he's talking about is getting your soul met. Okay, so we as humans, like I said, we're a body and we're a soul and a spirit. Okay, so I already talked about the body, what it needs, those 3 things. What the soul needs are 6 things that it needs. And I'm not going to go through that right now because I spent a whole live talking about that. But when you are not meeting your emotional needs that are in your soul, then you are, again, your body, your subconscious mind will find a way to meet those. And sometimes it's in a very destructive way. So our soul is made out of a mind and an emotion and a will. And in your mind, you need love, connection, and hope. And if you don't have hope and connection with other people, then you are, again, just cutting yourself out at the knees. If you think that you are an island and you don't need the help of others, that's a basic human need for us to be with each other, And so many people, I think, especially in 2021, and my goodness, the pandemic made it a million times worse. They just isolate, and you're just setting yourself up for depression and just loss of connection with your neighbors. So again, 96% of your body is run by your unconscious mind, and the conscious mind, which is like your will, okay, your will and your effort, it's only responsible for 4% of what you're able to do in your life. And the 96% is controlled by your reticular activating system. It is a physical structure in your brain, a filtration system, and it decides what your truth is, okay? And back there in your subconscious mind also handles all of your emotions, and your emotions are like these little gestalts. There are like 6 of them. Anger if the gestalt of that bag of emotion fills up, anger can spill over and lead to rage. We have sadness back there, a core emotion, and if sadness spills up and goes over, it leads to depression. And then you have fear, and if the gestalt of fear fills up and spills over, it goes into anxiety, and then on and on. And so when your gestalt fills up, what happens is one of 2 things will happen. You'll either revert back to the age you were when it very first filled up. So I always use the example of road rage. if you, the first time you got mad, you were, and in your gestalt filled up, you were like a 2 year old. Then if your gestalt is filled up and you don't know how to regulate them, and that's what I do in my program, is literally teach people how to regulate and go up and down on those gestalts of those emotions. But if you aren't able to do that, then when you're like in traffic and somebody makes you mad, then you'll go into a road rage and you'll act like a 2 year old again, honking and screaming and, you know, wanting to kill the person or hit them or whatever. And that's just an inappropriate reaction to someone cutting you off in traffic, right? And that's road rage. So you'll either do that or you'll get sick because, you know, your body cannot handle all of our trauma, and all of our emotions are also stored on the cellular level, and so you will literally get sick. And I want you guys to know that if you are in a phase of your life where you're getting sick like twice a year, every year, I want you to know that that's not normal. Our bodies should be able to get rid of pathogens in our day-to-day life, and you should not be sick. I know that it wasn't too long ago, I mean, I'd say not too long, at least 13 years ago now, where I was getting sick about twice a year, every year. And it's just because I was not dealing with some serious needs that were not being met in my life. And I would get a fever of 103. I would be living on Motrin, trying to see patients just long enough to get my fever down. Then I have to hurry up and go and dose myself again. And that's just not that's not how your body is supposed to be. Okay, I just want you to know there's a better life on the other side of you saying yes to taking care of yourself. So again, I want you to think too about your frontal lobe and your will and your conscious mind. If you can think of stop efforting yourself so much and just being willing, okay, keep your conscious mind willing, then instead of efforting and just spending all your energy trying to just kind of like bare balls through it, you know, bare knuckles through it, you are, if you will get your 96% under control, which is what I teach in my program. If you only, this is what I only work with now, it's just my unconscious mind, okay? And the tools that I've learned in my life that I just love being able to give to other people, okay? And that's why I'm coming in here. It's my passion to help teach people how to do this every Tuesday at 10 a.m. But if you are able to get your subconscious mind doing what you want it to do and what you need it to do to make you happy in your life, then all you got to do is just focus on keeping your frontal lobe and your conscious mind just willing to be in ease and flow. And you know, if you're not in ease and flow and all your gestalts are full, then who it is that is taking the brunt of what happens when your gestalts end up being full? They're either your kids, your coworkers, or your spouse. And it's just really not fair to make your kids and your coworkers and your spouse. Yeah, always give yourself grace. We are hardest on ourselves. It's not fair to make the other people in your life suffer from you not knowing how to get rid of the trauma that's running the show in the back of your mind. And again, when you take care of your spirit and your mind and your soul, when you're taking care of all three of those, that's when you're living life in your fullest intent, okay? And you can't just take care of one while the other ones are on fire, because then those other ones that are on fire are also wreaking havoc all over your, you know, your life and in your environment and in your community. And when you heal the mind, you're actually creating self-care in a way that supports you. We were programmed to think that self-care is nothing but massages and pedicures, but you got to think about it. Is that really self-care? You know, is that bringing you joy? Maybe it is for you, all right? But when you take care of your own unique core needs from your human soul, then if the pedicures and the massages are just what society has told you is self-care, but what it's really doing for you is like running up your credit card bills, and one of the core needs is for you specifically is to live within your means, then you're actually hurting yourself by doing things like that. I hope that makes sense. I know one time I used to think that what I really wanted was just all these trips, and I was doing it in a way that was so expensive it was actually putting me in credit card debt, and so it made me not even really be loving myself at all. Yeah, I was having that great experience for that 1 week, But then feel guilty about it for, for the next 3 months while I was paying it off. So what I found out is that I really need adventure in my life, and there's free adventure right up there, just north. Hey, Michelle. North of like less than 30 minutes away in the North Georgia mountains, and then it was free, and it met my inner core needs, and then I wasn't in any debt because of it. So again, I know I keep saying this, but I'm gonna say it again. Your mind, your body, and your spirit are all connected. Your mind, your soul, and your spirit all connected. And when you're caring for the body, I want you to, again, what I was just talking about, mind the environment, not just the physical house, okay? So I know you're thinking, oh, I'm taking care of this physical body, but think about the environment that it sets up in your mind by what you're doing, and how much it costs, and how much time it takes, and really examine what it is that is important to you in your life, and just make sure that the actions that you're taking are congruent with that. And if that doesn't make sense, then y'all just drop a question below and I'll try to explain that more. It's making sense to me, but I don't know if it's coming across the way that I'm trying to make it come across. And then we're going to come lastly to our spirit, and that's our connection with God and our connection with the divine. Some people call it God, some people call it divine, some people call it source. I'm a Christian, I'm a Jesus lover, so I call it God. If you don't, then you know what I mean. You're just connecting with a higher power, a power that's higher than yourself, the creator of all things in the universe. And again, without the willingness of the soul, the spirit and the body can starve. And when you set out times to connect with yourself and with God, and again, for me, that's in nature. And music and lighting a candle and all kinds of things. I can look at this tree right out here, and I'm connecting with God. It's God made everything around us, and if you are connecting in a way that connects you to your inner wisdom, and you're doing that on a regular basis, then you're meeting that core need of taking care of your spirit. But again, you have to know what it is that you need, and if you're again, I know I said this earlier today, but I'm just going to say it again. If you're struggling just to meet your core needs, you're brave just for being here, and I'm so glad that you're here. And I want you guys to know that it's my pleasure and my honor to help you just see a bigger vision for what's possible in your life, and know that, again, you have the power to act. But if this stuff back here is running the show and you are not having the life that you want, then there's a way to get this in line with what's meant for your highest good. And I can teach you how to do that. It's not easy, but neither is living the way that you're living right now, okay? I always say people are doing the hardest work right now, not joining my program and living their life almost handicapped, and they're not getting what they need. They have no idea how to get what they need out of their significant other, their relationships with their significant others, or their physical health. They have no idea how to do it, and they're just kind of like paralyzed and at the mercy of what their programming has done to them. And life just does not have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that hard. And another thing I wanted to talk about real quick are affirmations. I know a lot of programs that I've been in the past too, they just teach you to say affirmations. You just make stuff up out of your 4% here that's running, that's your conscious mind, and come up with things that you think that you want in life, and just say affirmations around them. Well, that is not going to do anything if you're not. Your affirmations need to come from what your core needs are, okay? And again, when you go through my program, when we go through every single age that you are, and every single negative or positive influence that played a role in raising you up to who you are now, and you're meeting the needs of those inner children at every phase of your life, then you know exactly what it is that's important to you, because you can resource that inner wisdom in you that you had ever since you were a kid. And then that's when you're serving yourself. You're creating an environment within yourself where you're serving yourself. Then that's when true healing occurs. Otherwise, I don't want you to have gone through all of that you went through for nothing, okay? We all went through a lot of crap in our lives. And the people that I attract into my program, we went through a lot of crap, okay? And, I always say God didn't put me through that just to punish me or to, just have it work with me and teach me something. I have to heal it and then give it to others, give that healing to others. And I see one of my clients, Michelle, is on the live this morning, and she went through a lot of trauma as a child, and she's written a children's book about it. so that she can help thousands and thousands of children that went through the kind of trauma that she went through. And you know, before that, she was just it was just tearing her up on the inside, and now she's kind of gotten that healing and filtered it through and clarified it, and now she's out healing the world with her story. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. And again, when you heal all this, you can be into ease and flow. And when you're in ease and flow, when you're not in a state of dis-ease where your conscious mind and your unconscious mind are not in sync with each other, then that's when you can just create this beautiful life. So my job here again is to come in here every Tuesday at 10, tell you guys how we process our emotions, how you can invest in yourself. And again, what you're doing now is so much harder than the work that it takes to get healed. And I just feel like a lot of times we go through life and we're doing things that might help us a little bit, but we're doing it accidentally. And my goal is to teach y'all guys how to do it with intention and on purpose so that you can make the most out of your life that you have left here. And I'm not here to try to create another to-do list so that you can shame yourself when you stop doing it. This is meeting a core need. So every time you work on yourself, you're feeding yourself. And then you can sit with yourself and be curious and be playful and know that you're meeting your needs within yourself. And I'm open to knowing how God shows up to me to show me what I really need. And that's what we all need to do, is just keep our minds, our frontal lobe, our conscious mind open and willing to see what it is that God has in store for us. You know, every time I'm in a big transition of my life right now, and I don't know where I'm going to be this time next year. And I just make sure to just talk to my, you know, my inner knower, talk to God, and I just say, God, I want to do the best I can in my life and the best I can with this body that was given to me and my children that were given to me. So just show me what the next step is, because otherwise I'm sitting here trying to think of what Cindy wants to do. And that's really not what's important. We're all here on this earth as part of a big body of souls here, right? All of us are living here together. And yes, you're going to get your book, Gus and the Comeback Kid, published. You can do it on Amazon for free. I can show you how to do that because that's how I did mine. That's the way to get started. But we're all here to help each other, usher each other into the best versions of ourselves that we can be. We're not an island, and you don't have to sit here and think about everything on your own. Your inner wisdom is the one that will be the most wise, and that's infinite wisdom, because we are divinity inside. And when you know how to tap into that, then you can live your life and order your steps exactly like in the best way possible. And you know, I just want you guys to know that some of you guys came in about 5 or 15 minutes late. There's a way to go in. I don't know exactly where it is because I can't see it on my screen, but you can go in and turn notifications on so you know right when I get started, so you can catch all of it. But I'll publish this up and pin it to the very top so you can watch the first 5 or 10 minutes if you missed it. Also, if after you've watched this, you can come back in here and tell me what it was that you learned. And if you you know, have any subjects that you want me to talk about next, I have at least 30 more of these in my mind, what I'm going to be talking about. But if you have any other subjects that you would like to learn about, drop those down there again, okay? And I'll try to do my next talks based on that. But I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Again, my name is Dr. Cindy Stark. For those who didn't catch it at the beginning, I am a hospitalist, and I take care of hospitalized patients by day, and then I'm Dr. Stark by day, and then the real Dr. Cindy by night. And I run a transformational health program where I have a small container. I've created a small container of true healing that starts by healing what's in your subconscious mind, keeping you held back from living the life and the health and the relationships that you really want in life. And we go in there and we do a deep dive and we do trauma release work. I'm certified in inner child matrix therapies, and there's only 15 practitioners in the whole world that are certified in this. And I'm the only MD that's certified in it. So it would just be my honor and my pleasure to help you not only take care of your physical body, but also take care of your mind by rewiring your subconscious mind, because you're not stuck with how you're living right now for the rest of your life. You have the power to take action, and I can show you how. And again, to get in my client program, I'll drop the link below to book a call with someone on our team. And we have a team of coaches that are here just working behind the scenes effortlessly to help you live your best life. But I love you guys, and take care, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 10.